Hi, everyone. Who thought Game of Thrones when they heard my surname? Yeah, at least one. Yeah, cool. There, cool. I'm going to ask someone, well, all of you actually, can you put your hands up? No? Everyone? Come on, wake up, let's go. Great, now that I've got the room's attention, we're going to do something slightly different. I'm not selling you anything. There's obviously a lot of products out there in the market. There's a lot of things happening. But let's really talk about what's going on. The creative conundrum. Is AI replacing us from a creative perspective? So, of course, what would I generate? The new trend. If you haven't done this yet, go type in figurine in ChatGPT, make yourself into an action figure. Should have given me a little bit more muscle. But look, AI is here. It's here. And there's a lot happening. Sometimes it's smarter than us. It's scaling everywhere. It's intimidating, right? But is it truly creative? A lot of people say that, AI is doing 80% of the work right now. Is it? I'd like to think that humans are still doing 80% of the work. AI is just doing the last 20. Because really, everything that we do starts with your creative spark. Now, I just wanted to put this in here because I want to invigorate your soul, your mind. On the left, I have a warm fire. It's ancient. It's been with us since really the Stone Ages, as far as we can figure it out. And then on the right, something a little bit colder, right? These images are obviously generated by AI using Midjourney V7. But I can invoke inspiration with you guys. I had to prompt this. I had to get it out and really kind of steer it the way that I wanted. So when we go back, as I mentioned, where does creativity start? Where did it start? Our species has always done it since the cavemen were doing it. They were painting with their fingers. They were, leaving something there to share with somebody else. Maybe for the next generation, maybe somebody that was just there with them. We move forward to a painting of Prometheus stealing fire from the gods. The creative spark, innovation. This artwork came from the Renaissance period, but yet it speaks to us today. I can be on stage and it can inspire me. Of course, Leonardo da Vinci, not DiCaprio, giving us inventions, flight. His imagination was spectacular. It could really give us so many things to think of, and he set us up, right? We move on to this picture by an artist called Frederick. It's inspirational for me because I see a man looking over a foggy area, cloudy. It's a representation for me right now because what's to come? And a lot of us don't know, right? Maybe we can predict the next year, the next 5 years. But truly, this art speaks to us. This was from a man centuries ago, and it speaks to us here today. That's true creativity through the ages. And then a personal favorite of mine, Girl with Balloon from Banksy. This is a man that just put a stencil on a wall somewhere, and this artwork really speaks to people everywhere, right? Everybody knows it, it's famous, and his artworks have become so valuable. So if you're much like me, you wake up every morning, there's a groundbreaking AI release, Claude 3.7. ChatGPT releases the image with the text. This keeps going. Manu, super agent from the East. Suno and Gemini 2.5. You can make your own music. You can make your own sounds. Midjourney V7 released. Gen Spark, another super agent coming on. The context window from Meta. Now 1 million characters, or 1 million tokens apparently, that it can take in and give out. So more accurate stuff is coming out. And then, of course, in the creative space, directors are now using AI to make movies. That's the next space, right? So why aren't we using this in advertising? Well, we are, and it's starting. But my point is, if we go back to our previous slide where I've walked us through history and everything that we've seen, you can see the tool sets that we had. We started with our fingers. Now we do paintings, typewriters, expressing ourselves. Microphones, guitars, all that kind of creative spark from humankind. And what's the next tool? The last tool that I've put there is Enter Prompt here, also from ChatGPT. But this is just a tool. This is something for you to express your creativity through. let's go to the humor side of it. Now, I don't know if you guys saw this in 2022. We had someone prompt the creative engines coming out back then as The Rock eating rocks. Now, if you look at 2022, everyone was saying, this is never going to work. I cannot use Runway ML or anything in whatever I'm going to do. Like, I mean, it's so warped, right? It took me about 15 minutes to generate The Rock today with an image out of Midjourney V7 using Runway ML, which looks pretty realistic, right? It's changed. That's in the space of 2.5 years, 5 years. So things are rapidly accelerating. So I'm not going to leave you guys without anything, right? Like, there's a lot of prompting, and you guys have probably heard about prompt engineering. I thought, what can I talk about to you guys? And I wanted to talk about the human spark, right? So it started with just somebody wanting to hold the flame with, like, robots in the background reaching out. That was my prompt. Anyway, that evolved. Eventually, I had Emma Watson as the actor. And as you guys can see, I've added subject, scene, composition, lighting, style, and angle. So these are all kind of things you can use in your prompt engineering to really steer something like Midjourney or ChatGPT to get something really accurate out of it. So this is just an example. I put in the background, there's an image of Runway ML busy processing these things. Nothing's ever perfect on the first run. I think there's like 14 iterations of the things that I do. And sometimes the sparks are exploding in faces, and I'm not going to sell anything like that, right? And I'm not an expert at this, by no means. I'm more of a technologist, more of a business development expert, but I was able to throw this in iMovie and put something together. So let's have a look at that. There's the picture that I generated using Midjourney V7. It looks pretty cool, right? It kind of looks like Emma Watson. It's usable. There's some robots in the background over my right shoulder. So it's kind of what I wanted, but not exact, right? And this is the thing with AI. It's not going to get what you want. Like, often you actually need a creative to help you do that. And I think that's why I say humans are still doing 80% of the thinking, the doing, the steering. AI is the tool. So, of course, I wouldn't leave you guys with just a picture. We've put this into Runway, and let's see what we got out of it.
The future is ours.
Now, that's a pretty 3-second shot that I had to clip because some of it was all over the place. But as you can see from this video, I've made a scene that could be the start of a trailer for something. And I was actually just showing my son, and he was like, wow, Dad, I want to watch the rest. You know? And obviously, there was no rest. We might have to turn this into a trailer. But the point is, I went, no cameraman, no crew, nothing. I created an image. I had a subject, a character, and I put in the music, sound effects, and lip syncing with the voices. All the tools that I used, Midjourney V7, 11 Labs, Suno, and Runway ML. And that's in the space of probably about 25 minutes. The room's full of marketing people, products, selling things, right? So let's just look at this example as well. This is something that I try to connect with you guys. This is a product that I've created. It's not real, it's fictional. The product is also not accurate in reality. I couldn't impose something that I really wanted to. Sure, it will come, but right now that's a great mock-up. It's a great MVP. It's a great way to go and sell what you're doing. But again, maybe it's lacking brand essence. And it still took a lot of storytelling from me to figure out exactly what I wanted, what sort of music I wanted to put together, you know. And that's where, you know, we add our creative piece. But let's move along. I think I've mentioned this through the talk. And we really have to think what machines can't do. And I think for me, it comes down to one thing. They don't feel. They don't sense happiness. They don't feel guilt. They don't know what your grandmother's cookies smelled like. And those are things that resonate with you. And you express them in every piece of work that you do. And that's really taking me to a moment that I had earlier this week. I was sitting in the kitchen, and my son said, come over, let's draw something. So he was busy drawing a shark, and then he's like, yeah, Dad, here's a crayon. Help me color in. So I started coloring in, started helping him, and then I realized in that moment, I was teaching him techniques and everything, but through this creative process, we connected with one another. And that really comes back down to what is creativity for? Creativity is designed for us to connect with each other. It's from person to person. You do it for other people. We don't do it for AI. And I need you guys to take that home with you and put it into your work, because it's so critical that we really bring that into what we do. So lastly, I think my request is just be brave. There's a lot of things changing. Use AI. It's a powerful tool set. Don't ignore it. And if you're curious like me, I use Curious Refuge. It's a great platform. If you want to go look at how to make AI movies, how to do advertising, or whatever it might be, there's even an advanced talk there, there's animations. Grab that QR code. It will give you, and use the CRX William, that will give you 10% off of their courses. And yeah, thanks guys, that's me. Yeah, I'll be here for the next few minutes if you want to catch up, but that's all I've got for you. Awesome, thank you.